Guys, good morning and welcome back. Alright, so in this video I want to show you guys how to fix your front pockets on your English trouser, right? And also how to do the lining and every other processes you might need on this whole process. So before we proceed, I believe you must have watched my other videos on drafting, and here we're trying to learn how to do the sewing for the front pocket. So the first thing you need to do is to fix your pocketing here. Your pocket facing here is your pocket facing, and then fix your pocket to the panel of the trouser, and then lastly you fix your lining. So if this sounds like what you want to learn, stay tuned to the end of the video to see how I'll do the next one. So here I have my first panel, the second panel. Now this pocketing is being measured at 14 by 14 inches width by 14 inches depth. Now one edge was slashed by 1.5 inch by 7.5 or 7 inch, depending on the notching used on your pocketing, right? Then after which you bring your pocket facing, which I believe by now you must have known how these things were cut. Then weave all through this pocket facing, and then the next thing you do is to fix this on the straight parts of the pocketing. Now you're going to stitch it all around this way. Then after sewing, I will show you the next step to take. Alright, so now I am done stitching all through this. This is how the stitching came out. Now the next to do now is to bring the right panel of the trouser. Please note that this pocketing has their own corresponding components. You are not meant to use any of the panels to fix on the lining. So the one that the pocket facing is on the left, the right panel of the trouser is what you will fix here. So here I have gummed my right panel of the trouser. This is the panel of the trouser, the right. I have gummed it with my gum stair all through this way. And then the next you will do now is after the gumming, you fold all through this way. The gumming was done from that notching you made, the 2.5 inch in and 7 inches depth you notched. This was how the gumming was made in a slanted form this way, and then fold in that direction, and you achieve this folding. After which you open it up again, and then you are to place this folding 1/2 inch across the pocketing, the edge of the lining you slashed. Place it 1/2 inch this way in a slanted form. The 1/2 inch will run from up to down in this direction, right? Then you are going to sew from the inner angle part. So you sew from here. Make sure you give a reasonable gap from the folded edge. You fold all through, you sew all through this way. Stitch all through this way. Make sure that it's lapping properly. Please don't allow any wrinkles. So sew all through this way, and then once you get to this stage, you lock the up area as well. And this is how you do the stitching, the first stitching, right? And after which you always cut your threads like I do encourage you guys to do. Then fold it backwards in this form. This is how it will come back again in this form. Then you are going to stitch less than 1/2 inch from the tip of the pocket edge folding. So stitch from here, and then you're going to stitch less than 1/2 inch. So this size is ideal. So stitch all through that way, and make sure that your hands will be as straight as possible and your stitch will be as smooth as possible. Then cut your threads as shown. Then after which, the next to do now is to place back this pocket parts on the pocket facing this way, and your target is to replace 2.5 inch. Replace 2.5 inch from the edge of the weaving to the point where your threading is. 2.5 inch is what you are going to replace. Make sure it's properly measured. Then stitch it down from here all through, and then after this now you go ahead to trim up the excesses from here, and after which you stitch down the end of the pocket on the pocketing, but make sure that there is no rumple here, and then the lines must align properly. It must tally, right? It must tally. So you stitch it down from here, and this is what you will see. So once you are done with the stitching of this one, cut your threads in this one, and then after which you will now raise the pocket, the main trouser up this way, and then notch half inch down, half inch in, half inch from here down, half inch in this way, right? And after which you tuck your hand inside the pocket in and drag it out from here, and then hold it from that point where the notching is. From the point the notching is ended, right? And then start from there and give it, and you sew it down. Start from there and sew it down. End it all through in that way. So start from there and sew it down, and make sure it's from there. Sew it down, then give it a curvy sewing depending on what you have or what you have. Then after which, cut your threads and trim off some excesses at that edge this way. Cut your threads again, then push it inside this way. It comes out in this form, as you can see, right? And after which, the next to do now is to top stitch. Now the top stitching you are doing here is to enable this pocket to be stronger, or to reinforce the strongness of the base of the pocket, so that it does not tear at any slightest force that comes in it. Then top stitch all through that way, and then after which you lock it up from here. Please make sure you stitch this one down so that it doesn't have an opening from the front of the pocket. Then this is how you fix your main pocket. So this is a beautiful approach with this. Now the next you will see is how to fix your lining, and also you proceed. Alright, so now the next thing to do is to fix your lining. So in the lining fixing, I believe you must also know how to cut this lining, but in case you don't know, now the length of the lining is 19 inches to 21 inches length from the waistline, 21 inches length this way, right? And then the width is this width of the trouser panel, but then in cutting, I prefer cutting the lining to be a bit wider so that I will have pleating at the middle of the lining. Now the reason for this is to make sure that the lining does not fall short to compress the trouser. So now you make sure you cut in that form. So now start from the inner leg to stitch. Hold it this way, and then you start from here to stitch from the tip of the trouser this way. Now stitch it on the point where you weave. Please stitch on the weave line. Stitch all through this way. Stitch on the weave line. Stitch on the weave line. Stitch on the weave line. So take your time and go all through that whole process. So once you have gotten to this waist point, now the next to do now is fold the lining inwards this way. You pleat it, right, in a way that it laps with here as well. So pleat it somewhere at the midpoint of the trouser. That's the essence of that excess cutting, right? But if you don't have enough lining to do this, you can still cut it exact, it will still work, but make sure it does not shrink when ironing or during the course of your sewing. So carefully run it all through this way. Run all through this way. And then arrange it properly. Go through these whole processes. So this process might seem to be a bit confusing, or depending on how you see it, but this is one of the most simplest methods you can see on the internet on how to fix your pockets, your lining, and everything. So if you do enjoy the video, kindly like the video, share, comment, and tell me where you're watching from. And also invite your friends to join us on this platform to learn more on nail clothing. Thank you for watching, guys. See you in my next video. So the last thing to do here is to iron the pleating to make sure it falls straight all through the leg area, and you are done. So this is how you go about the sewing process. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Bye bye for now.